Gran Turismo, and we're here with the Manufacturers Cup. We're going to be doing round 7 that took place on Saturday. It's just been a while since I've gotten around to um, editing and posting it. So I will be walking you through my race that I did on Saturday, and we'll see how I did. Tonight I'm displaying the new team colors. And well, it's the new team livery, and it's my personal color. Each driver has their own personal team colors, and then there's a general team color, which is yellow. So you will be seeing my team colors, my new team color, and I hope you like it. So here we go. I'm going to walk you through. This is Sardegna Road Track B. I'm in the Toyota Supra, and I will be doing a qualifying lap here. We'll walk you through that. This is a new track for me. I had maybe an hour's practice on this track, so I don't think I was as good as I could have been. But here we go. Take you for a lap around Sardegna, Track B. I wasn't able to get behind a car for the draft, so I probably could have done better in qualifying if I would have had a car to drive with. Right here, my Supra wants to get a little loose. And if you back up the throttle just a little bit, you can full throttle this corner here, which that happened very nice. It's actually not a bad overall lap to be by myself. This was my favorite turn. It's like a bull turn. Get on the gas hard through there in the center. You could actually brake later into this turn than I thought you could. So I was able to gain a little bit extra speed. Now this right here is very tricky. If you get on the gas too soon, you're pushing right off the track. Here you gotta pedal that throttle through that turn. This one here, you gotta nail this turn. If you don't nail it, you're losing a lot of time down the straightaway. Let's see what happens here. .118.696. All right. So we ended up qualifying 4th overall. Not a bad qualifying position. Just a couple of tenths off the pole. If I would have had the draft, I might have been able to gain a tenth or two on my lap. So here we go for round 7. All right, get ready to start the race here. Just going to introduce all of us, but you'll get a good look at my new personal team colors. Red was already taken and silver was already taken, so I went ahead and went with a bright green, and it actually turned out really nice. Team manager TTG_Dino did all of the liveries, and there I am. Starting 4th on the grid, 2 tenths back. So this is a long race. All 3 tire compounds were mandatory, so I had to use them all. So I decided to go with the strategy of 9 laps on softs, pit, do 9 more laps on softs, pit, do 3 laps on softs, or I'm sorry, do 3 laps on mediums, and then pit on the last lap and take a hard compound. So I was hoping maybe I'd do an extra pit stop, because you don't have to do an extra pit stop. You can do just 2 and run soft, mediums, and hards. But I chose to, because the pit window was only 6.5 seconds or so, I felt like I could get back on softs again and make up that time out on the track. So I tried that, and I think a bunch of other people in this race tried that. So we'll see where that gets me. But it's a long, long race. Tires are going to wear. I tried doing a fuel-saving practice run, and the lap times were just too slow, so it wasn't really worth saving all that fuel. So I didn't short shift like I could have to save fuel, because they were just too much to save. This is the moment of the race where you kind of pucker your butt a little bit, because everybody's going into turn 1. You got cold tires, and you don't know who's going to make a mistake and charge the corner too hard. And so we actually made it through there pretty clean. As you see, I'm fluctuating the pedal there. I'm behind this Porsche, and it's giving me some dirty air, so I have to fluctuate the pedal, or, you know, feather the pedal in order to get the car to turn. But I'm just going to hang in the draft here and let the laps tick off, because 4th place is actually a pretty good day for me if I can finish 4th. So I'm just going to sit right here in line and be patient. And maybe if the 4 of us, you know, stay in line and tick off some lap times, we can gap the rest of the field. Looks like we're starting to gap the 5th place car already. Ran a little wide in that turn. And sometimes when you run wide like that, it also wears your tires out a little bit quicker. Looks like everybody behind us is making some off-track mistakes, and they're, as you can see, they're losing a little bit of time back there. Staying in this draft also allows me to short shift a little bit, and I can save a little bit more fuel than what I intended on saving. So more fuel saved, less time in the pits. Keep checking out my colors there on the bottom right screen. I love my new personal team colors. Mr. Dino did an incredible job on the delivery of these things, and that bright green looks so good. So now we got a side-by-side battle going on up front, and that should allow me to reel them in a little bit better. I closed the gap just a little bit. Oh crap. Luckily I was able to get slowed down and let him back through without causing a wreck. I think he had to check up because they were going into the turn battling for position, and so I didn't brake as soon as I should have. Luckily, I was able to avoid him, and that's tough to do under braking. Looks like we've gapped the 5th place car just enough so that it is out of the draft. Depending on how fast these guys in front of me go as to, oh, it looks like, no, I changed my mind. I thought I might have been going for a move. But I was smart, backed out of it, so we can just line up and go. The 5th place car actually was able to gain a little bit of time there because these two couldn't make up their mind who wanted in front of each other. And so he's back in draft range. But those two battling like that is allowing the 1st place car to pull away a little bit. Looks like we're starting to pull away from the 5th place car again. Gained a few tenths on him, which is what we want to do. Looks like that 1st place car keeps extending his gap there. I think what's happening is the guy in 3rd might be a little bit faster than the 2nd place car. And so I think I'm going for a move here. Yep. All right, up to 3rd. See if I can't catch up to 2nd place now. And the only reason I was able to make that move is the 2nd place car actually made a mistake, and it caused the 3rd place car to have to check up just enough to where I didn't have to check up, and I could go right there and grab the inside of that turn. I think the dirty air on his car is causing me to be a little tight, and I'm pushing through all these turns, and I'm losing time because of it. So hopefully I can suck him back in here on the front stretch. Kind of wishes that, or makes me wish that I had a little more practice before this race. But I was really busy that day. But I'm happy. I'm running 3rd right now with very little practice, so it's a good day for me right now. We are losing some time to the first place car though. Looks like he might have this race on lockdown if we keep running slow like this. Looks like that BMW has some good torque coming out of the corner there. It's trying to break the draft here. Yeah, that BMW just has so much torque, it gets out of the corner really well. And my turbo has to spoil up, and so by the time my car gets going, he's already too far ahead for me to make anything happen in the draft. Now he looks like he went into that turn a little deep, so this gives me a chance to try to make a run at him. Looks like I was able to get the move done, but this guy apparently thought he was going to get the position back, tried to make a move that he shouldn't have. I already had the position. It was clear. He should have just fell in line, but tried to get a little greedy, so that's what happens sometimes. Now I'm gonna just try to focus straight ahead and try to put in some good laps here, see if I can't shave some of this time off the leader. Looks like the leader's doing a similar strategy to what I'm doing. And he saved a little bit more fuel than I did. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take all of my fuel right now, which is probably going to allow people to pass me in the pits, which it sure did. But you know what? That guy has to take fuel later in the race, and I'm kind of done with the fuel. So now we have fresh tires and we got to get... Oh, I did not see that car. He was just stopped in the middle of the track. So I've got engine damage, I got left front tire damage, and front end damage. And right now I'm back in 8th, and I am restricted on how fast I can go. Now this is turned on light damage, so it's about 20 to 30 seconds depending on the track, I think. So right now I have damage and I got these guys coming behind me, but this Corvette doesn't realize what's going on. By the time he realizes it, it's too late. And they're both trying to make a dive for it. That guy should not have put his nose there, so I'm going to do the same thing to him coming into this turn. I gave him a taste of his own medicine. I wasn't trying to knock him off the track, but I was trying to bump him like he bumped me. So now I've lost all this time. I bet you I've lost 6 seconds because of that accident turn too. I should be running up there with the white BMW. Right now I'm kind of aggravated that I was not able to see the stopped car in the middle of the track, but I was right behind another car and he just swerved so fast I didn't know what was going on, and I got all that damage. I think the white BMW took medium tires and I'm still on softs, so I could have passed him pretty quickly and got out front of him, but now I'm stuck back behind him again. And I've got to put in some, consistent fast laps here. See if I can't catch back up. By the way, for those of you that don't watch a lot of racing, this class is the GT3 class. So it looks like a car that comes out of the factory, but it has all the racing equipment on it. The GT4 class is basically what comes out of the showroom floor of a dealer, with small upgrades like brake package, maybe a tiny bit of motor add-ons. But these here have completely different motors in them. Looks like I might be faster than both of these guys. Oh, and there went an accident. If I wouldn't have been following his tracks, I could have really got out in front of him. So right now I'm just bump drafting him to catch him back up to second place. We're wasting time by being behind these slower guys. This guy's driving all defensive, thinking I'm gonna pass him, but now I am, because he got a little loose there. Finally got past him, which is what I really needed to do a couple of laps ago. So now I've got to hope that I can catch this Mayday guy. I have a feeling that if I wouldn't have crashed earlier, I would already have been in front of this guy. But I need to be 6.5 seconds in front of this guy because he's on a 2 pit stop strategy. I'm on a 3. So even if I get past him, I'm not going to have a big enough gap to where I'm not going to be able to make up the time. So with that wreck, I don't think I have a chance at a second place finish at this moment. That's what I'm thinking while I'm driving. I think what's happening though is my soft tires are wearing and they're finally equalizing out with the mediums that he has on, and so I'm not able to gain the time that I need to gain to get past him. You need to be gone in the first 4 to 5 laps because the tires do level out a little bit. I finally got a decent draft on this guy. This will allow me to suck up to him a little quicker. Looks like I finally put a big enough gap on the 4th place guy, so I don't have to worry about him right now. I can just focus on staying with this guy here and maybe even trying to get past him if I can. My tires are just getting old. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get past him. I got to pit this lap. And sometimes you've got to remind yourself that you've got to pit because you get so focused on hitting your marks that you can forget what lap it is and forget to pit. I think the only thing that I can hope for right now is when I pit, I will have fresh mediums on to his worn mediums, that I'm hoping I can make some of that 6 seconds up in 3 laps. Now I gotta hope that I don't catch this guy super fast and he holds me up. Hopefully he's fast enough to stay ahead of me until he has to pit. Also, I didn't have to take fuel that time, so I think that if this Mayday guy didn't take fuel on his first pit stop, that he might have to take it this time, so we'll see. If he had to take fuel, or yeah, if he has to take fuel, I still gotta, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just thinking, too much thinking is what I'm doing. I have to make another pit stop, but if I only gain a couple of seconds here in these 3 laps, and then I only gain a couple of seconds in the pits, I'm still gonna finish, 2 or 3 seconds behind him. And right now I'm 7.6 seconds behind him. Doesn't look like I'm gaining a lot of time on him. There he is up on the front stretch. So I got this final lap and then I have to pit again and change to hards. And I'm definitely not going to be in a window to catch this guy. But I do have a 10-second gap over 4th place right now, which is enough to get in and out of the pits, just in case he's not doing a 3-stopper, I have shaved about 6 to 7 tenths of a second off of this guy's time. It's still not enough to worry about, or get excited about. So the leader just pitted, and there went my time gain. Luckily it wasn't worse than that. Yeah, they have to take, well, they might not have to take fuel, but it doesn't matter anyway. 7.8 seconds I was away from him, but going into the pits. See what I am coming out of the pits. Yeah, I had 8 liters, so they took fuel. on their first pit. Maybe it said 7 seconds when I went in, because there's no way I gained 8/10 in the pits. I'm only 2.6 seconds behind, or ahead of the 4th place guys, so I've got to make this lap a decent lap and no mistakes. Well, it looks like I got a 3rd place finish there. Not a bad day for not having much practice. I'll take a 3rd place. It's decent points. As my driver rating moves up, the point room will get higher. So 220 points for 3rd place for me right now, that's good. But I just want to say thank you guys for joining and watching. And I'll be posting round 8 pretty soon. Have a good night. Peace out.